Hey guys, it's Cream.
Well, if you're watching this, then you probably saw my video the other day. The controversy behind this Spider-Man art. And let me just say that that video, the outpouring has been a complete shit show. To put it lightly, I'm getting like a new comment every day. And, I expected it to be controversial, but not really at the extent at which it's going. But we have new information, really new, crucial information. So, it all started when I got a comment by user Lila Fur. Now, I will put her comment on the screen. And it's a lengthy comment, and I'm not going to read it all, but because they actually posted a Google Doc, which I will read from. And it says this is a post about David Johnson, an artist who claims to have worked on the Spider-Man 2002 movie licensing arts. And below is an examination on why he's lying. So I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I will put the entire thing on the screen if you want to read it. And basically, yeah, this is it's already not looking good for Dave here. Yeah, I'm just going to be showing the screenshots from the Google Doc. You can pause them if you want to read them. I think this one is especially important because it's actually comparing the artwork to Brian Hitch's other Spider-Man work. And as you can see, it actually looks really similar. Now, I did not even think to compare the Brian Hitch artwork to the promo artwork. That was something I didn't even think of, and I think that that was a huge mistake by me. I didn't even think about it, which is why that video is not very good in my opinion. That initial video was not very good. I wish I could kind of redo that. But after the Google Doc, which purports David to be not in the right, I had a conversation with Lila over Twitter and then eventually Discord. But first, it was on Twitter where I was given the following email exchange between Lila and Dave. And it starts off with Lila saying, "Hi, I've been trying to comment and reply to you, but I guess YouTube keeps auto deleting my replies. I have the style guide and I can send it to you. Just let me know how you'd like me to send it to you." And then Dave replies, "I found a copy online, and yes, that's my art in it. All this time, it did not occur to me that Sony distributed this art as if they goddamn paid for it. Oh my god, I'm so fucking pissed off right now. I still have no legal recourse, but fuck, this is fucked up." So obviously, Dave is very angry here. Dave is not happy. And then the next message: "If this is really your art, you could probably take legal action against them. Me and a friend bought a style guide a few years ago for $2,000 and dumped it online before converting every file first for people to have since the promo art is in very low quality online. So if it offended you, I apologize. But at least you have the originals. I gave you a follow on Twitter." So I did not know Lila and a friend actually got that style guide online. I've used that style guide for a lot of thumbnails, so and it's a great resource. I mean, it's very interesting to see. Dave replies, "Bro, it's not your fault. I appreciate this. This is another detail I did not know about. I have no idea what I can do about this. Like I said, I infringed on Marvel's copyright so they can use my art without recourse. Fuck, this is fucked up. And no, I do not have the Spider-Man originals. I posed this drawing. I posted This other drawing I did in 2016 in a similar style. So you can see that I'm full of shit. So I'm not full of shit. Excuse me. This is his Black Panther art that he posted. I mean, I guess it has a similar style, but I mean, again, it's not, you know, earth-shattering proof in his favor. So Lila says, "Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, they're not using your stuff anymore. All they do now is use poorly traced Spider-Man PS4 screenshots and call it a day. Sucks that your work didn't get the recognition it deserves. I remember seeing it a lot during my childhood. By the way, what I meant was that now with the style guide dumped, you can have your originals again. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Wow, it's been quite the day." Yeah, you can say that again. Because, my god, the engagement on that video has been absolutely insane. I've never had anything like it. Lila says, "Yeah, I bet. I wonder who they got to do the later artwork that's more movie accurate." So again, what we said, we explained why the promo art was in the with the Tobey Maguire suit. So somebody would have had to have redone Johnson's art if it was taken. So Johnson says, "Like I said, I made mine after the first Spider-Man movie." Now this was really confusing when I first saw it because he said he did it in the original comments. He said it was done in 2001. I did illustrations based on all the comic movies at the time, Blade, X-Men, then sold them. I sold maybe 30 to 40 pieces in this time, a lot for $5 to $20. Full paintings got 50 to 100 each. That was much needed cash as I was freelancing full time. Lila replies, "Not saying I don't believe you, but some of the things you're telling me don't add up. You're saying the pieces you did were done after the first movie came out, but the facial design is often early design and the files are from 2001 during the initial test period. And also, if you sold them, then wouldn't that mean Sony can do what they want with them?" So yeah, that was very confusing by Dave. Saying that it was done before the first movie, I don't really know what he was talking about there. And then he says, "Oh yeah, I remember promo images often come out before movies. I might have seen the costume design in Wizard magazine before the movie came out. We didn't have Google back then." Which is another bizarre statement by Dave. And it's actually one that, again, Lila points out in the Google Doc, um, where she says, "And lastly, he claims that in order to get the early face shape, he's seen it from a magazine as we didn't have Google yet," which immediately contradicts his own blog and eBay store. Google was a thing during the late 90s and blew up in 2000, so the internet was definitely a thing. Even the Spider-Man movie had its own website. So, yeah, that did not really make any sense. But then Dave does a massive reply because he says, "YouTube is deleting my responses even though I didn't say anything problematic. I can't remember every little thing. The internet was dial up back then. We did not have info at our fingertips like we do now. Google didn't even exist. I did tons of pieces of art and sold them on eBay. I drew lots of characters I don't own and sold the art. I don't have very much proof at all that I did these pieces, and no movie studio ever commissioned me to draw for them. So if Sony Pictures got their hands on my Spider-Man arts, they could have asked the guy they brought them from who the artist was, or they could have put out the questions themselves. To my knowledge, neither of these things happened. As for me not seeing them, do you know anything about reality shows? Me either. So if you run across a reality celeb product crossover, you may not even pay attention to it. In 2000 to 2003, I was broke. I was a broke ass freelancer in Chicago. 2003 to 2011, I was working at LPK, a design studio in Cincinnati, and trying very hard not to get fired. I was not paying much attention to the Spider-Man merch or going to buy many comics, so I did not see any of this material. Now, a big piece of contention that a lot of people brought up in the comments was how the hell he did not see any of this artwork prior to a year ago. And that is very, very valid because this thing was this art was everywhere. Everywhere during 2002. And it's genuinely shocking that he would not have seen that art prior to my video a year ago. That is very shocking. It's possible, but I mean, it's so unlikely. He then says, I was not paying much attention to the Spider Man merch. I'm not a hardcore fan, I'm an artist designer. I can tell you how unscrupulous people are about the comics business. I only found out about Spider-Man because I saw Cream Fresh's video. That's a little bit of a weird statement. That's the story. If you don't believe me, fine. And then he actually posted a video where he shows his Spider-Man art from 2012 that he found. I mean, I it's has a consistent style with that one we saw prior, but in terms of actually proving his case, it doesn't really do anything. So that's what was presented there. And, you know, all of that was not really giving Johnson a good look, honestly, because, you know, as the more and more, I know I said in the initial video that I was leading towards I believe him, but, you know, as everybody started to point out that it's so unlikely that you didn't see anything, and we have the style guide, we have dates from 2001. My belief started to wane a bit. My belief started to wane a bit, but it wasn't until I had a Discord conversation with a more in-depth Discord conversation with Lila and user Klonoa Prime. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. That was when we discovered, or I should say, Klonoa and Lila discovered, really the smoking gun. Well, I guess you can't call it a smoking gun definitively, but something that really uh, leaves a mark on Johnson here. And that is this right here. This promo art, and I know that Johnson does not claim to have done every single promo art, but this promo art right here is absolutely 100% based on this still from the trailer. If Johnson claims to do this one, then he would have had to have literally predicted not only the suits, but you can't even give him the benefit of the doubt in saying that he made the non-Tobey Spider-Man, because this pose is literally identical to the pose in this still. So Johnson would have had to have predicted not only the costume, but the still. I mean, I think this right here is really damning. That this specific promo art right here was made for the movie by Brian, I think. And if that's the case, then that really does give Brian a lot of credit. And then the next revelation, the next big thing was this sketch found on comicartfans.com. And as you can see, it is a pencil sketch by Brian Hitch. And of course, that matches this promo art. It says, when I bought the second Outsiders design page from Rich D, he included this preliminary sketch that Brian had done for some Spider-Man movie tie-in. I mean, this matches that promo art. Now, of course, you could say that he could still have traced it from Johnson if Johnson claims to do this one in particular. But I mean, we have two really strong instances, really, really strong instances of Brian Hitch being the original artist for at least these promo arts, these two promo arts, which again, it's not looking good for Johnson here. Um, it's really not looking good for Johnson here. I mean, yeah, this is a pre-sketch by Brian Hitch himself, and yeah, it's it's looking more towards Brian's favor now. Now, I do want to reiterate that I firmly believe if Johnson is in the wrong here, that he is misremembering. A lot of people in the comments were, well, being a little bit rude. I'm not gonna lie, calling him names and all that stuff, calling him a liar. Which, I mean, I get it, but I really don't think Johnson really does not strike me as the guy to be deliberately deceptive and dishonest. Um, it would be a misremembrance, I think. Maybe that's just me being too nice. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And again, as long as many people in the comments um were pointing out, the likelihood that Johnson did not see this stuff is so low. And I know Johnson gives his reasonings, but God, it's just so hard to believe that up until a year ago he'd never seen this stuff. So right now, right now, we do not have Johnson really does not have a very, very strong case. And I know I compared his other art and I said to look at the backgrounds. Other people pointed out that, well, that doesn't really mean much. I thought it was kind of an interesting little similarity, but I never thought it was super concrete proof. I just thought it was something to take note of. A lot of people were also saying that it's very convenient how we didn't have the originals. Um, you know, so that's where we're at right now. I mean, these two things right now on the screen are really big evidence, are really big pieces of evidence in favor of Brian over Johnson's claims. Now, could Johnson still be right? Technically, yes. I guess he could still be right. You could still say that this promo art was done by, because Johnson again never claimed to do all of them. He only claimed to do some of them. This one he claimed to do, and it could be possible, but again, you can even look at like Lila compared Brian and or Brian's style between the promo arts and his drawing of Spider-Man, which is something that I should have done in that original video, which I don't really, I don't know. I'm not too proud of that video right now. I don't think because I didn't expect all this. I really did not expect all this, but yeah, I kind of just want to honestly. I mean, I'll keep up with this. I'll follow with this, but really, I don't know if this is something worth continuing to talk about. I mean, we have solid evidence for Brian now, like really, really strong evidence that he did at least these two for sure. And until Dave can really produce something that's like undeniable, I think we're just gonna have to say that this is misremembrance. So yeah, keep leaving your thoughts. It's really late at night while I'm recording this, so sorry if I sound a little bit dead. I just want to get this out as fast as possible, so that's why there's no fancy editing. It's just me kind of showing the screenshots, but yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. Again, we discussed or again, you can go check out um, Lila's comments as well as her Twitter post, which really explains everything in detail. And of course, review the emails, review everything that I showed here. And yeah, this may be the end. I don't know. I kind of hope it is, honestly, because it's gone a bit chaotic. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you in the next video. Peace.